Hello everyone, Trisha, it's me Jenny, and it's time for another not naked video response to Trisha Hershberger's series The Naked Truth, where we talk as candidly and as truthfully as possible about a subject of her choosing, straight out the shower, wet hair, no makeup, first take, one take, and all of that malarkey. Most people choose to do it naked, I choose not to, and there we go. This is my first naked truth of this year, 2016, and the subject is last year, and I was going to do a big old, like, high quality edited video for my channel, which was like a year in review for last year, and then I realised that I daily vlogged. Not every day, but I managed to get to very close to 300 videos, and I don't have the time or energy to edit together a year in the life for last year. I can't work out how to do it. So basically I've done a playlist for last year, and I was thinking about how last year went, and when the initial question of, you know, a year in review for 2015 came up, I was like, oh, I didn't really do much in 2015, and then I was looking back at my 2015 daily vlogs, and I was like, considering where I was when I started last year and where I am now, it doesn't feel like I've changed or anything has changed really in my life, but things have changed. For example, my room is now cream, my bookcase is now over there, where my wardrobe used to be here, and my bed used to be over there, and like, it's little things like looking at the scenery in some of my videos and being like, things have changed and I've done a lot of things, and yeah, so it's weird. Anyway, so I don't ramble on into nothingness, I've written down Trisha's questions. So what did I learn about myself this year? This year I learnt that the concept that you can do anything if you really try has always been something that I've been aware of as a side thought but never actively put into practice, and this year I've done some things like travelling internationally and, you know, taking in a higher authority position at work, and little odds and ends, and getting to 300 videos on my YouTube channel in the course of 1 year that, you know, they're not big things, but they're things that I strive to do and did. And that level of learning that I can do it. I can do those sorts of things. And, you know, some of them are really basic, but they're good. I learned that if I put in the effort, I can do it, which is a thing, I guess. I suppose I already knew that, but I also kind of didn't know that. Yeah. So, what took me out of my comfort zone? Travelling to America. That was certainly out of my comfort zone. Everything was so much bigger, physically and psychologically. Getting on a plane, doing all the travelling things, making sure I was at the right place at the right time. Meeting people that I hadn't met before in America, and, you know, being reliant on travel elsewhere, and having fun and doing new things in America. That was definitely out of my comfort zone and very fun. I've also been out of my comfort zone a lot of work, because I moved into a position where I then have to actually, you know, I've always been okay at like sharing the knowledge, but now I actually have to pass down the knowledge, which is crazy, and actually tell people what to do, which is weird. But yeah. Lesson learned. I think that again goes into what I've learned about myself. My lesson I've learned is kind of, I can do it if I really try. I suppose I've also learned that, like, I've always known on a very conscious level that if I procrastinate, then I'll feel really shitty, and if I do something, I would feel really good. But this year I've really put that into practice, in both sides of it, feeling really shitty and feeling really good when I've done something really good, and like actually knowing what I feel like when I've done something good, and actually, you know, got ahead with something, and knowing what it feels like to be really behind with something. I'm sure I have experienced those two things before, but this past year is definitely, I feel like those two emotions have been heightened, because life happens. So yeah, that's my lesson learned, I guess. I mean, I've got a procrastination poster on my wall, for crying out loud. Would I have done anything differently? The procrastination thing, there's a lot of big things that I put off for a very long time, and I wish I hadn't. There's a lot of things that I wish I would have done earlier, like joining a D&D group, and I always have so many regrets when it comes to the end of the year, end of the decade, whatever. I'm one of those people that's like, dang, if only I did that, which I know I shouldn't, so I try and ignore that sort of sentiment. I think I did pretty well this year. There's a lot of things that I would have done differently, but there's some things that went so much better than I expected, and I achieved really well. So I'm going to skip that question, sort of. 3 words to describe this year, 2015. Something that I have done, and I will do a separate video on it, is I made a giant scrapbook of all of my schoolwork and all of my diaries and all of my artwork and pretty much everything I've done since I was in primary school. And one of the things I realised, I suppose it's another lesson learned and something I learned about myself, is that I'm very much the same person I've always been, even if I've changed. So I suppose 2015 was like same old new in 3 words, because it was a combination of who I've always been and going into something different. So, woo! Biggest event of the year, going to America! I know I've said it before, I'll say it again, but I think probably also starting D&D, and moving up in my workplace, and there's probably a good couple of other things that I'm just not thinking of right now, but the biggest one is obviously international travel for the first time, completely planning a holiday on my own, paying for it completely out of my own money, no additional funds from family, friends, other, booking the hotel, booking the event, and getting there and back again, and paying for my own food and drink and all those little things that, they're just standard adult things, but doing it completely on my own for the first time, I think that's probably my biggest life event for this past year. And skills learned. I don't really know, there's a lot of work-based things that I learned, like there's computer systems that I had to learn for work, and there's skill sets that I've had to kind of relearn, different types of communication I've had to learn. I've had to do a couple of really weird things for that side of thing for work. I've become a little bit better at maths. I mean, not obviously as good as I was during GCSE maths, where, you just do the calculations, but as an adult, unless you're in a tech-based industry or a economics-based industry, you don't usually use your maths brain much, or at least I haven't had to up until this year. And this year with D&D and with doing a lot more financial side of the office, I can now do multiplications and divisions and adding and minusing a lot better than I used to, and percentages, and I'm not good at maths. I am terrible at maths. I am awful at maths, but there's a little part of my brain has been ticked back into action. And I've also done a bit of art this year. I've done some Critical Role art, I've done a bit of D&D art, and they've come out better than I thought they would. So I'm hoping to do more crafty things that aren't just cosplay in the coming year, maybe some more painting. I've got my miniature for D&D, which I need to paint. I need to paint my little elven miniature, so I'm going to hopefully soonish, it's nearly 3 o'clock right now, I need to get dressed and go to town to buy some new paintbrushes to paint my D&D miniature. And yeah, I think that's probably counts as a skill learned, is learning again that I can do it if I put the effort in. Genuinely taking my time and getting things right is something that I've never really taken into account. I've always been I know how to do it, let's just do it, and then I make mistakes and then I don't like the result. While with the art that I've done this year and some of the stuff that I've done this year, I've taken my time, I've gone, it's worth taking the time to do, and I've done it. And for the effort that I've put in order to take it slow, it has made the final product so much better. But yeah, anyway, way too long! This video was way too long. Great way to start the year. I'm right back on track. There we go. looking forward to the new year. This new year I am definitely going to learn to drive. I bought myself a car this year. I bought myself a car. It is insured, it is MOT'd. I have a provisional licence. I just need to learn to drive now, which I'm dreading, but I'm going to do it this year. It's going to get done this year. I'm not going to travel to America again this year, I don't think, because it's just so expensive, but I am possibly going to do some European travel if I can. I'm going to go to at least 2 conventions. I'm going to go to Alcon and hopefully somewhere in the city. And yeah, it should be a good year. Slightly less big going out events and a couple more like little just getting away for the weekends and going to spas and just doing things out of my town and out of my village, because I'm not claustrophobic in my village, but there is a point where I'm like, I have not seen the outside of a 2-mile radius in the past week, so I should probably do something about that more often. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Feel free to comment. Happy New Year. How was your year? If you want to answer any of the questions that I answered from Trisha, feel free to answer those in the comment. And if you just want to have any thoughts about 2015 that has gone and 2016 that's coming, feel free to put those in the comments as well. Yeah, thank you for watching, and thank you Trisha, Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys all a lot in the coming year because I am daily vlogging, oh my gosh, and today is the 4th, and this is my 4th video of this year, so I'm doing okay so far. Thank you for watching again, and I'll see you guys all soon. Bye guys.